Good morning and what's going on? Welcome to another Subi Shades video. It's been a beautiful day. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subi smile. And all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking into today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully, as usual, wherever you're watching from, you got something cold in your hand, you're sitting in a comfy chair, and you're ready for a shave. I could use one. I have just over 3 days of growth, and we're gonna be shaving it off, talking about LEAFSHAVE's unicorn razors, along with their standard razor, and specifically the Twig and Thorn razors. We got in hand today the prototype razor that they offered very early on as they were generating the Leaf razor as a compatible companion product. This is their LEAFSHAVE, as you can see up top here. It's actually got this little insignia across the top of the cap. It's kind of hard to show. I'll show it in photo. And kind of on top of the plastic, right? This clear ABS plastic. There's a single edge that didn't pivot that allowed you to shave in tight spots that was given out when people purchased the Leaf early on, right? Early adopters of that product would have received one of these trial products. Absolutely fascinating design. Everything is clear so you can see through it and you can see how the mechanism works. Really cool concept. Totally different angle, totally different bevel. We're going to be shaving with this today. I'm really excited. And then we're also going to be shaving alongside this unicorn, right? The plastic one, this stainless steel that was very limitedly created, right? That was fabricated and machine created stainless steel that had two different plate options that was done in a very limited batch order. We're going to be using this one too alongside their standard offering. I love all three razors and I just want to give them a huge shout out and a massive happy 7 years. It's been 7 years at Leaf and they've created some of my favorite razors, giving me the opportunity to have an absolutely flawless shave with zero effort and zero skill. It was the razor I really started to gravitate towards when I was learning how to wet shave, and these razors all have a really kind of cool hit back history that we're going to talk about as we're doing the shave. I'm thrilled to be sharing this, showing it, talking about LEAFSHAVE's Twig and Thorn razors, right? And kind of why I like them and why I think that they're still a great razor. If you're looking for a razor for your daily shave, knocking down any level of stubble, they're phenomenal. I'm really excited about this one. We're also going to be talking about the LEAFSHAVE. This is one of their limited releases coming out from what I understand very shortly. We have Spruce. It is done and offered as like a two-part puck option. It's very rich. It's very easy to whip up and lather using their bowl and the methodology, the tutorials that they've gone through and shown us on their website. For me, I get really rich, runny, dense, very slick lather. It doesn't quite stand on its end because I add a little bit more water, I notice, as I'm lathering, right? I'll be lathering, I'll dip my brush in a little bit of water. For me, I love the product. I absolutely love how easy it is to use. And one of my favorite things about this one in specific is I love the scent. I really like that it has a very accommodating, very, I would say, very familiar scent if you've ever walked through the woods. The spruce scent to this, oh boy, it's very woody, aromatically woody. I really like the presence that this brings, right? Because Leaf is so environmentally focused. I feel like that this is a really good soap being environmentally focused, right? It makes you feel like you're out in the environment, walking through the woods. Oh, like you're sitting next to a spring in the mountain. I just absolutely love this. And you can see we're just still lathering up. We're throwing it on there. And there's a lot of lather to go around. And that's still coming out of this bowl, right? After the face shave. So when you're lathering up using their product and using their bowl and brush, I think you have plenty of lather for a face and a dome shave. It's been my experience. Really great stuff. And the pucks seem to last. That's the one thing I've been really impressed with. It's not one of those products you put it in there, you whip it up once and it's gone. I'm getting a lot of longevity per puck, which is great. I think it's a great value for your money and a great value for if you're trying to learn how to lather for the first time using their tutorial. You can see it's rich, it's runny, it's dense, and it produces a ton of protection and glide. Really great stuff. We're going to start the shave today, and I'm really excited because these are razors that not only kind of helped me fall in love with the craft, right? Really showed me the options that were available and why, what I'd want to reach for on a daily basis, right? It kind of just re-envisioned that for me, but it got me really excited about, something new and unique after experiencing the Leaf for the millionth time, right? But I also love that this is a companion product and it worked really well with their Leaf pivoting razor, right? I liked using the Leaf for the big, heavy lift spots, but then these little teeny, smaller options that have a lot of nimbleness and make it easy to get into tight spots was awesome. And I like that they came out with 2 different performance levels, right? And that's kind of where I wanted to go with this, is talk a little bit about my experience with the razor, right? It's kind of cool because originally, right, the Thorn razor was not being evaluated. It wasn't being released. They weren't sure 2 performance options would be really valuable. And I actually got to work with Adam side by side. I went over, I met with him, we talked about it, and I said, I really feel like this razor, after using it, could be something people would want, right? Somebody that has a little bit more skill, a little bit more experience may want a Thorn razor, right? And I thought it was really cool. Now the Twig is phenomenal in its own right, but it's more mild and it has less performance, less efficiency, you can say. And then it all kind of stemmed from this razor, which was offered as kind of a, hey, would anybody even want a single edge, double edge safety razor to go alongside the Leaf? So it's kind of cool to see how they went from this all the way to this, right? And then as people used this razor right here, they said, I love a little bit more ergonomics. I like a little bit more grip. I like a little bit more weight, right? So this is 69 grams. This one's 13 grams, so it's very light. This came in at 89 grams, and it was really cool. It was offered in a little bit more premium box. You can see here, it says Twig Thorn because you were supposed to be able to swap the parts back and forth and be able to have both options. And this is, number 1. We were the first person on there to get our hands on one. You can see machined stainless steel, really kind of a cool piece. Kind of sad that it wasn't able to be done at a more large scale, and it couldn't be scaled up, right? As consumers wanted more and more of these. So they're very limited. They're hard to see, hard to find on the marketplace. It has tons of grip with this knurling, lots of grip up here. And I want to call this out because the face profile changed ever slightly because they were doing it in stainless steel. They couldn't make it the same way. So you can see some slight revisions. The cap has more bevel to it. The blade is a little bit more linear up top, right? You see, doesn't have that standard typical kind of offset on the cap, which is very normal. I want to call that very normal, but it didn't have that. This to me felt like the more premium, more finished product overall, but I know there were so many complications and difficulties, and it was so expensive to manufacture, didn't actually go forward. And I think it's really cool. It's cool to have, it's cool to own, and it's cool to have been part of the experience and the growth that we saw over Leaf, right? Leaf's one of those companies that continues to progress and challenge and create, and to really look at the shaving experience as one that they want to change because they want to make it more available, more easier for anybody to pick up because of the environmental impact that it can really have, right? No more trash, no more plastic going into landfills. Everything here is either solid metal or fully recyclable, which is very great when it comes to your blades, and it's also a lot cheaper and better for your skin, and it shaves a whole lot better, right? Now let's dive into the shave. I know you're all done listening to me talk. I promise it'll be fast. We're doing the dome today with all 3 to kind of just say one more time how much we've enjoyed the razors that they've come up with and the years we've spent. Leaf is one of those companies that actually gave me hope in being able to wet shave myself. I actually had purchased several double-edged razor blades, and I was struggling to really get as smooth a shave as my cart was giving me, but my cart was giving me tons and tons of skin irritation, lots of problems as far as ingrown hairs, blemishes, but ultimately it was like this red irritation I was getting all the time from my carts that led me to want to wet shave. But I picked up a DE razor, and I'm like, man, these shaves are just not comfortable. They're not close, and they're not giving me as comfortable as an experience as I'd want. And the saddest part is I went back and revisited those razors later on, and they were phenomenal. That's the hardest part, is they were great razors, but I didn't have the experience and the skill to really make them shine and perform as well as I could. Whereas this product didn't have that. There was no learning curve. It has a set angle for it. So I picked it up and I just felt super comfortable from the get-go on knowing how to use it. It felt very similar to my cartridge. Now I couldn't press, which kind of, was a thing to learn and have to get around after experiencing the LEAFSHAVE razor. But other than that, I really loved the shaves, and I was able to get really fast shaves. And it's funny because I actually reached out to Leaf originally and said, did you think you could fully shave like do the whole entire shave with just this your companion product. And they actually reached back, and Adam goes, I'm going to give it a try. So I may have been the person before Adam to do it. I'm not positive, but I know that he and I were talking about using it as a full solo tool, and I love the razor that way, right? Coming from the standard safety razor. And again, the Twig, as you can see, gives me a shave that's phenomenal. It's close, it's effortless, it was fast, it was very, very efficient. Let's switch over to the stainless, the 89 grams, the more knurled handle. I know this is hard because this is not available. Everybody out there is like, I want that. How do I get one? It was years and years and years ago that it was sold and offered, and it was done on a ghost website that Leaf created, right? It was actually not even on their website. It was on a different portal, and you would go to the portal and we all pre-registered, right? You got it as fast as you could. Well, it opened up, and then all heck broke loose, right? Everybody went wild on the webpage, and they sold fast. They sold so fast that there was people that were kind of disgruntled because they were not able to get one, or because of the shipping costs, right? These were done as like a very limited offering. So they made sure, right, that people that wanted them, and they did part of that with shipping. They made shipping, you really had to pay for shipping. I remember the shipping was expensive on this razor. It was not cheap at all. Everybody's like, well, why is it so cheap to get them from Leaf, and this one's so much more pretty? Well, because of the price, right? It was waited for them to offset some of their risk. And unfortunately, because of that, a lot of people that would have ordered one probably didn't. And because of that, they were done such limited run. And they just decided, because of all the complications, the difficulty in fabricating and manufacturing them, being able to control the end result, a lot of reasons behind this didn't continue. And it's kind of sad because it's a great razor. It shaves really comfortably, very close, and very easy. And I love the idea originally of them being able to switch the plates back and forth. Ultimately, I think the parts ended up being so tiny, right? They decided the end user would have a hard time assembling the razor, and I don't disagree with them. Looking at the parts on the base plate for these razors, because I've kind of played around over the years, subifying things, right? Kind of taking things apart, something I like to do here. And because of that, the parts are real small and easy to lose. So I don't blame them for kind of going away from the idea of being able to do both. But ultimately, coming from the base level product here, it's still a huge, I would say a huge improvement. Both razors feel absolutely way more comfortable, way more, way more premium. They feel way more upscale compared to this, but this is still one of those pieces that I think is really cool. It's a razor I would say I've reached for in the last 2 years twice. So it's not a razor I use all that often. Part of the reason is that 13 grams is very light. It's very the shave on it is a little bit more rough. You have more blade fill, and I attribute that to the actual blade angle here. You see how steep this razor is? Look how steep this is. It's crazy to me how much this changed over this. Look at the angle. The angle is so different. You can also see this has quite a bit of it lacks look at the blade going to the edge here. You see how the blade goes straight to the edge? Whereas this product, right, the new product, is much more protected. The edge is more protected. I swear I feel like I almost get an edge once in a while with this razor. It just a little bit, it feels a little bit rougher for me. And again, this was definitely one of those razors that was designed, it was created, it was manufactured, and it was engineered to be a companion tool. And it was a companion tool they weren't even sure people would want, which is kind of crazy, right? They were like, the Leaf's kind of hard to use in some spots. Maybe somebody would want a single edge, double edge safety razor, which at the time was absolutely wild. It was a unicorn in and of itself because there was not a lot of these. Keep in mind, nowadays, they're pretty common. A lot of companies have kind of gone after that same concept of single edge razor that has, that uses and kind of optimizes the razor with a double edge safety razor, but a single blade of it, right? At the time, there was very few of these around and in existence. And Leaf kind of was challenging the shave industry and what was considered the norm for a long time with this razor. And it's just so cool to have. Again, I would not say that's super comfortable. I'm not going to go on any limb here and say it's better than what's currently being manufactured in the mass scale, right? I really love what they're offering as far as this product goes. I think this is one of those ones that gives me a consistent, effortless, absolutely zero effort, zero irritation kind of shave. And I look this side, so smooth, so comfortable, so easy. I actually kind of feel like the Leaf Thorn and the Leaf Twig in its current generation, even compared to the stainless steel, which has that some small adjustments and updates to it, right? I think it absolutely continues to perform and I mean, really impressed me. I just love the way that it shaves, and absolutely love everything they've done from the beginning of the razor all the way to what they're doing now, 7 years later. Absolutely phenomenal shave, to the bone close, super easy, absolutely effortless. Didn't create any waste that goes into a landfill, right? Didn't hit our budget because the blades are extremely cheap, but they shave really close, and they shave very comfortably, consistently. Oh, these leaf blades, the new ones, right? These blades right here, much better. I really like those compared to their old ones. A lot sharper, very smooth blades. Very smooth blades. Oh my goodness, that is what we needed. That is what I wanted, and I'm so glad I got to do it with you here today on channel. It was so really fun. Honestly, it was really fun. It's one of those ones I've been dying to do. I'm a little late to the party, just a tiny bit late. Hopefully there's still some melon left for me, right? A little bit of melon for all of you out there watching the Apple exclusive, right? It was a really fun, very comfortable, very close shave. I'll tell you that much. Very close shave. We're grabbing a little alum here, and we're just going to go with the post shave with a little bit of alum to make sure that we don't mask the spruce scent that we've been enjoying. I like that a lot. It's just very foresty. It smells to me like you're outside, and I really can't stress that enough. It absolutely smells like something you would experience walking on a nature hike. Really cool stuff. Huge shout out to Leaf, and massive thanks to you guys for being part of this channel. It's been a phenomenal channel. I know Leaf celebrating their 7 years. We've been around the whole entire time, so I know we're kind of patting ourselves on the back here a little bit, saying it's been an awesome journey, and I'm thrilled to have done it here with you on channel. I'm going to get out today and enjoy an absolutely to the bone level shave, and until I see you for our next one, Subs out!